Now, let me start with something many people are feeling right now. The world of work is changing faster than it used to. New tools, new expectations, new way of working. And if you're paying attention, there is a question sitting somewhere in your mind. Am I going to stay relevant? Now, this is not a new concern. Every generation has felt it in some form. And what's different now is the speed of change. Earlier, changes were gradual. You had time to adjust. Now it feels like things shift before you fully settled in. And that creates a certain kind of pressure. Not always visible, but always present. So the question becomes, how do you think about your career in a world that doesn't stay stable for long? And I've been reflecting on this for a while, and one idea that has helped me is this. Instead of thinking of your career as a fixed path, think of it as something you are continuously updating. Now, let me explain what that means. Most of us are taught to build careers like this: pick something, get good at it, stay consistent, grow within it. And that worked well when the environment didn't change too much. But in a changing world like today, the risk is not that you don't work hard. The risk is that you become very good at something that is slowly becoming less relevant. Now, let me give you an example. Someone becomes extremely skilled at a certain tool or a certain way of working. They've invested years into it and it works well until something new comes up. And suddenly, what made them valuable is not as critical anymore. Now, this doesn't mean experience loses value, it just means experience needs to evolve. So, over time, I've started thinking of career in three layers, not as a framework, just as a way to stay grounded. The first is what you do, your role, your responsibilities, your day to day work. And this is what most people focus on. And second is how you do it, how you think, how you solve problems, how you communicate. This is more transferable. And third is how you adapt, how quickly you learn, unlearn, and adjust. And in a changing world, this third layer becomes the most important one. Now, let me make this real for you. Two people with similar experience, one says, "This is how you've always done it." The other says, "Let me understand what's changing here." Over time, the second person doesn't just keep up, they stay relevant. And that's the real shift. Relevance is no longer about what you know, it's about how often you're willing to update what you know. Now, this doesn't mean you keep chasing every new trend. That's exhausting and not useful. It means you stay anchored in something deeper. Your ability to think clearly, learn quickly, adapt thoughtfully. Because tools will change, industries will evolve, roles will shift. But these capabilities travel with you. And here's another subtle shift. Earlier, careers were built for stability. Now they're built for resilience. And resilience doesn't come from knowing everything, it comes from being able to handle changes without losing direction. So instead of asking, "What should I learn next?" a more useful question might be, "What kind of person do I need to become to handle what's coming?" Because that answer doesn't expire quickly. If the world feels like it's changing fast, you're not wrong, but that doesn't mean you're failing behind. It just means the way we think about careers need to evolve, not from certainty to confusion, but from fixed paths to adaptive journeys. Because in the end, it's not the people who know the most who stay relevant, it's the ones who keep learning without losing themselves in the process. So if you're liking these episodes, do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.